thank you to both of my two eternal brothers. Never forget anything about this. I go last. It only stands to reason that when an organization does something like this for this long a period of time, it gradually becomes a family, and this is no exception. I'd be remiss in offering tribute if I failed to identify the seminal figures who were here from the beginning, so all of you, indulge me, indulge us, please, at this moment. Barry Tompkins, who capably hosted this telecast for 15 years before I showed up, and who is still calling fights at a high level to this day. Bob Papa, who for several years hosted Boxing After Dark. Ross Greenberg, who produced this telecast for decades at the beginning before he graduated to the role of arranging the fights. Rick Bernstein, who succeeded Ross as executive producer. Seth Abraham, Lou DiBella, and Ken Hirschman, who all, at one time or another, occupied the executive role prior to the current regime. Dave Harmon, who has capably produced for the past dozen years, along with Thomas Odelfelt and Jonathan Crystal. Mark Payton, who for decades defined the art of directing boxing television, and Jonathan Evans, who so capably succeeded him. Larry Merchant, who defined the art of being Larry Merchant. Ray Leonard, George Foreman, Lennox Lewis, Andre Ward, Bernard Hopkins, and Gil Clancy, who all sat in Roy Jones's chair at one time or another. And four names who have already exited this life, but whose very mention within our family still elicit tears. A handheld cameraman named Gordy Sager, an audio man, excuse me, named Paul Hogat, the great Emanuel Stewart, whom both Roy and Max have already mentioned, still our soulful conscience here, and Artie Curry, our invisible link to the lives of the fighters. There are dozens of other names which belong here, but time now intervenes. And with that said, at the end of the day, this family was also a business. And every business has an organic beginning and a natural, inevitable end. Here at HBO Boxing, the end has come. We thank you for watching. We urge you to turn elsewhere to continue your support of this purest and most human of all competitive sports. And most of all, we thank the people who poured forth their bodies and their souls to write our 45-year history in the ring. The fighters. They are uniquely precious, and the life lessons they provided for us are timeless and indispensable. And here now, for your memories, is the indelible evidence.